Hey folks, Mike Cork again with UltimateBass.com. Today I want to talk to you about some hollow body frog modifications that I like to do. They've put a lot of fish in the boat for me over the years. There's something you can use right behind other anglers because not many people are doing it. In fact, I have not seen anybody else do it. So hopefully my local anglers aren't going to see this video and learn how to do it because it's made a difference in my catching, that's for sure. Um, Basically what I'm doing is I only buy two types of hollow body frogs, two colors, a black one and a white one. And on my white ones, I'll modify the color using Sharpies, red, green, blue, black. Um, and on my black ones, I modify the color by using flake. Go to the dollar store, get you some cheap flake, and then I use a product called Mend It that you use for your swim baits, your soft body swim baits to help put them all back together. This stuff is flexible and it attaches to the hollow body frog really well. Now, super glue, nail polish, some of those other ones do as well, but it flakes off eventually in chunks, and you lose the modification real quick. I fished 2 and 3 trips using this stuff. It's a little expensive, but it goes a long way. So using Mend It and just basic cheap flake from the dollar store, Kmart, craft store, whatever store you want to use, this will change the look of your frog and really enhance the bite you get, especially behind other anglers. All right, let's talk about the white one first. Now, a white one right out of the package can imitate a shad, whatever you want, pretty easy. I've taken white ones. Actually, this is a white one with a black belly, and I put silver flake on the bottom of it, and then I took my Sharpie and put the nose of it red. I don't know, gills, blood, whatever you want it to look like. I don't know if you can see that. You can see all the teeth marks across the top of that. It's quite productive. Um, and this is for when I'm sure that they're feeding on shad. If I see them blowing up in the lily pads or chasing shad across the grass line or something, this is the frog I'm going to throw. But back to the basic white one. This one will work too. I'm not saying it won't. Plenty of people catch fish on it. I just feel like I can catch more fish on that, and I can catch fish on that on the flake one behind folks that are just throwing a regular white one. Um, Now, something else I like to do with why I like to buy my white ones is because you can take Sharpies, just regular old, again, you can get these at the dollar store, craft store, wherever you want, these Sharpies. And I carry the mini ones because I carry them in a boat so they don't take up much room. Um, and they'll color up these frogs super easy, especially this white one. Um, what I like to do with my white ones is I kind of turn them into a bluegill looking thing. Now, something of note is another reason I like the white ones is I can change the bottom, and that's what the fish are going to see mostly. And then I can still see the white of the frog super well. You can dye these in Dippin' dyes, whatever. You can make them all chartreuse, whatever you want. It does great. But if I can keep the top of the frog white, then I can see it, and I know if my fish has taken it before I set the hook. So that's another reason I like to go about it this way. But when it comes to coloring them up, as you can see, this goes on real easy. I'm not going to get too fancy, but I always make the nose of my frogs red. It's just a habit I got into. It's something I like. Works really good for me. I don't know if it's blood. I don't know if it's gills. I don't know if bass just hate red. As you've seen some fish in tanks, they chase them around the aquariums. You know, the little red dot laser pointer look just like a cat going after a laser pointer. Little largemouth will do the same thing. But when it comes to coloring one up, my first choice of color is red, and then I'm gonna come back with blue, and I cover up over the top of where I've done some red because it's gonna make it look dark. And it gives that bluegillish pattern, if you will. Again, I'm hurrying through this so that the video don't take too long, but I'll do this blue, pretty good chunk in the blue. For my waters, bluegill are a very prominent food source for bass. So we go through it and we color it up. Again, I'll go back over this one and take my time and really get it matched up. And then I always finish up with green. I don't know if you've ever got your polarized glasses on and you're looking at a bluegill or a bass or something in the water. Their tails are kind of chartreuse or a green color, so I always make the back half of it a green. Again, if you really load this up, you'll see where when you overlap these colors, it's going to make black. and my green's wearing out on me right now, but and then black will see, it'll create a line of black and then a line of black. I don't know if you can see where the red and the blue have created the black. That looks like bars in the water, like your brim or whatever else might be in there. And then I'll take my black marker, and just to make sure I'm not flashing white at them, because I really am trying to imitate a bluegill, I'll cover up the top edge so that, again, I'm not flashing too much white at them. A frog's going to roll when you walk it, but so I want to still be able to have the top white so that I can see it when I go to set my hook. And I don't want the fish to see too much white because I'm trying to imitate a bluegill. So I mean, it's rough. Nothing has to be pretty with bass fishing, but you get green, blue, red, and you can see where the blue and the red have overlapped. It's turned black, and when I get this all finished up, the green and the blue will do the same thing, and that gives you your bars of your bait fish. So that's one modification. Again, you can dip your tails, and I like to dip mine in chartreuse dye. Gives it, again, it'll take you from your red to your blue to your green to your chartreuse, kind of a real natural flowing colors. All right, now let's talk about our flake modification, if you will. I've already trimmed up my tails or did whatever I'm going to. This is a brand new one out of the package. But now I'm going to put some green flake on this. Again, I'm a big bluegill imitator when it comes to my frogs, and green and black imitate the bluegill brim that I have in my waters around here real good. You can play with whatever colors you want. As I showed you with the shad one, you can put silver flake on it. And if you just take your black or your red Sharpie and you color the silver flake up, then you got some red there. So you could do your whole thing in silver and then go back and color it however you want to save the trouble of mixing and matching your flakes or whatever you need to do. But mend it. Again, this is just I don't know what glues are in your area or what you want to use, or any soft plastic glue will work because it's flexible. Once it hardens, it's flexible, and your hollow body frogs are flexible, so you want something that's flexible. Your super glues work. I've tried them, but they literally do eat the frog, and eventually they just flake off in big chunks. And again, nail polish works, but it gets hard and it flakes off in chunks. Nail polish works great for hard bait, stuff like that, but this has been the go-to for putting flake on hollow body frog. Now, the process is super simple. Again, don't spend a lot of money on flake because you're going to go through it, but taking your hollow body frog, you're going to brush brush the glue on there. I'm actually getting this one ready for a tournament tomorrow. Just knock that all in the boat. That's about par for course. So you're going to brush that on there. This is going to take a couple coats. Then you sprinkle your flake on it. And because it's cheap flake, I mean, you haven't spent a whole lot on your flake. Don't worry about wasting it on the ground or wherever. Make sure you put plenty on there. And then I like to keep the container that my frog came in, and I just set it right back in there upside down and let it dry. Give it a good 5 minutes or so, and then you can put on a second coat, third coat, however much flake you want to put on it. Generally, one coat's enough, especially if you're fishing in clear water, but my water's got a lot of tannic color to it, kind of coffee color, so I'm going to go ahead and put a second coat on it here in just a second.